Hey everybody, I do my best to get in here right at the top of the hour, but sometimes things don't work quite right. I get my camera down here. We're good. Get on in here. It's tea time. There's my sister. We just got off the phone. Say prayers for people in Baltimore. There are folks up to no good there. Anyway, where is, I just looked up. I put me on a little lip gloss. My lips needed it. Anyway, get on in here, everybody. Hey, Karen, my grandson did the Creeper Trail this weekend, close to you. Anyway, get your, I got my teacup. It is Patroness of Sea Services. It's Mother Seton. Mother Seton. We went to that shrine up around Frederick, Maryland, just north of Frederick, Maryland. We went there. It was fun. I love doing that. Love going to shrines. I'm not Catholic, but hey, they're holy places. I can pray and meditate, and I get me a cup, and it makes me happy in the long run. So everybody get on in here. We almost got 200 people. When we get 200 people, I draw something out of our wise old owl. I wonder what kind of wisdom we've got right now. We have two more. We have two more in here, and we have two more in the teapot. So we have four more topics. I guess we're going to have to brainstorm again. So those of you who are in the chat, in our comment section right now, I want you to put in the comments some topics that you want me to talk about. And we'll print them all out, and I'll put them in my teapot. Last time I did it was 13 pages of topics, and we cut them into pieces and folded them up here. Let me grab it. Look here. This is all the topics we've done, and I'm not going to recycle them, but you give me some topics we need to discuss, and we'll do it. So Leanne and I started the Hot Melt Challenge today. I call it's a Hot Melt Sprint. Really, it's and if you don't agree with what we're doing, just delete the email when I tell you about it. I don't care. I don't expect you to do it, but we got 1,100 healthy thinking women that are doing it with us. 1,100. And they're jumping in, and we're doing it. And it's going to give us a little extra boost to our body clutter challenge that we've been on all summer. I've lost 12 pounds. Leanne has lost. We are having a ball with this. So, yep, keep coming up with lots of ideas between Patty and Liz and Leanne. We will get those ideas, and it's going to be fun. But if you don't agree with it, don't shoot off a big, long letter complaining that keto is crazy. Because we were doing keto, it's doubled? Oh my goodness. We were doing keto before keto was even a thing. Leanne wrote, I'll have to get my low carb saving dinner book. She wrote that book for me in 2005 or 4, one or the other. I can't remember when she wrote the low carb book, but we were doing low carb. My doctor put me on 30 grams of carbs a day. 30 grams of carbs a day in 2004 because I was pre-diabetic, and I have learned to listen to my body, what works for me. No whining allowed. Yep. So if you don't like it, that's fine. But this system works. Leanne is a nutritionist. She understands this wonderful soup. She made me some, but I can make my own soup. She split her soup with me, and I'm going to make another big pot of it. This soup is so filled with nutrition. And then you supplement more nutrition in it, like spinach leaves or some kind of heavy greens, in wonderful greens chopped up or broken up, and the hot soup on top of it. It's a wonderful way. So don't allow your anger to shoot off an email complaining, because we see them. Yep, we see them. And no whining allowed. And if you're going to get angry over something that somebody else is doing, that's like taking poison to kill the other person. Don't do that. Just don't do it. I got a topic. Let's see what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about unplugging. Now, what are we going to unplug? The lady that was complaining about our hot melt Sprint, she unsubscribed. That's fine. She unplugged from Fly Lady. She cut her nose off to spite her face, even though she'd been a fly baby for 10 years. How sad is that? How sad is that? So, I unplug every night. I have a little purse that I keep my phone in when I take my phone with me to dinner, because it's got all my personal information in it. And I put it in my little purse. The little purse fits it specifically. That's why I got the purse. My ear's itching. What does it mean when your ear itches? And so I keep my phone in my purse while we're at dinner. Except last night at dinner, I didn't do that. I said, honey, please forgive me. Leanne and I are brainstorming on what I'm having for dinner and how we're going to change, how we're going to use that to our advantage. So he said, okay. So he looked at his phone while we're eating dinner. And it slowed us down eating, which was kind of good. But we need to unplug in other ways. We need to turn the TV off. We need to turn the radio off. We need to stop looking at negative things. Leanne said, now Leanne and I are not, we may not see eye to eye on everything, but guess what? We love each other. We love each other with a heart that is not going to let anything get in the way of our relationship. We have a relationship that is almost 20 years old. I mean, Robert and I will be married 23 years in November. So Leanne and I have been close friends for 19 years. We know each other. We know each other well. We can finish each other's sentences, just like Robert can steal things right out of my head when we're on the sky lift at the fair the other night. Yep. He stole it right out of my head, and I laughed and laughed and laughed. So here's to unplugging and letting go of the angry things you're hearing. I mean, many years ago, this is the week we are reminded of the tragedy that happened in New York City and in Pennsylvania and at the Pentagon on September the 11th. And it was so bad. It was so bad. And Leanne and I were doing a super fling boogie. And Leanne had put together 5 recipes, I can't remember which, for the crock pot, so people could put food in their crock pot and we could declutter like crazy people. But this was before the towers fell. This was before the towers fell. And she gave us one week with the grocery list and everything all done. And people were putting food in their slow cookers. We were moving right along. And then the next week they wanted another one. Well, the next week the towers fell on September. We started September 1st. By September 11th, whole thing changed. It all changed. And what I had to tell everybody is turn the TV off. You can't keep looking. You can't. It's too sad. It's too much sadness in our hearts. I mean, I can't look at the Bahamas because so many people have died over there. So we can pray for them, but I can't look at the news feed on that. It's too hurtful. So seeing the debris of the Twin Towers that fell, watching the towers fall, watching them fall over and over again. So unplugging from the news media, unplugging. I have unplugged from Google. I will not use Google anymore, ever again. I have removed it from my browser so that I don't use Google at all because they don't report the news. They report what they want you to see, not what is real. I use DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo, and it is an amazing little search engine because we used to come up first. If you looked up Get Organized on Google, we would come up first. Now we're like 5 pages in. Same thing with Saving Dinner. It's just crazy what they've done to us. And if you're not of their ilk, so to speak, they don't own YouTube. Google owns YouTube. They don't send people over there either. So I use DuckDuckGo. I get a more balanced view of what I'm looking for instead of what they want me to see. So unplugging from different things is going to help you. It's just going to help you. Understand if you want to hear, I have never watched a presidential State of the Union address on main television. Nope, never done it. I always watch it on C-SPAN. I always watch it on C-SPAN because I don't want to hear the talking heads tell me what I'm hearing. I'm a smart woman. I don't need them. I can figure it all out on my own. So here's to unplugging for a couple of hours every night. You know, we don't think we can do without it, but you know, one of my favorite TV shows is The Walking Dead, and one time they had a character on there. I can't remember her name, but she died on the show, but that's what happens on apocalyptic shows. But she says, you know, one day my cell phone's going to ring again. And I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be ready for that text to come in. They went into total society dropped off. Sometimes we just have to do that. Unplug and pretend like we're in pioneer days. Just pioneer days. So we can do this, folks. We don't have to wait for an apocalypse to help us to unplug. We can turn off our computers. I turn my computer off every night. Robert and I watch TV together. I don't usually text a lot during the night because we're focused on each other, and you just got to unplug. Unplug the earphones, unplug, and this is the pot calling the kettle black because I like to listen to a book all the time, but sometimes Robert doesn't know I'm just listening to a book. He thinks I'm listening to something else or music, and I'm listening to a wonderful book. I read a wonderful book this summer, and my sister Patty said, oh, you got to read this. I know you don't like fiction, but you got to read it. And I listen to books. I don't read them. And I read Where the Crawdads Sing. And it was good. It was a really good book. So unplug and do something new. I did something new today. Did you do anything new today? We got that one the other day. Try something new. I drank a cocktail made of ice water, filtered water, and 2 tablespoons is about 10 ounces and 2 tablespoons of organic apple cider vinegar. Now, here's the deal about being worried about if you're going to miss something. Somebody just said that. They're going to worry they're going to miss something. If it's really bad, somebody's going to tell you about it. I just called up Liz and said, Liz, where's Matt? They're evacuating the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. I just need to know where my little chicks are. I just want to know where everybody is and that they're safe. And she doesn't live very far from the Inner Harbor. And there were riots and stuff not long ago, and they were within a mile of her house. So I needed to check on my people. But somebody will call and tell you. They really will. They'll call and tell you, turn the TV off. I never really listen to TV. I watch Fox Business because I want to see what's happening with the market. And I'm watching the ticker go along and who's selling stocks or what. And I'm seeing headlines, but I don't really pay attention to it other than to look up every once in a while. Robert walks past and he looks up, and the AVC water, I put 2 ice cubes in it, and I really like pickle juice, dill pickle juice. So it reminded me, I got a little tinge right here. I think it was really good. It was refreshing because I put 2 ice cubes in it. And just drink it down. Yep, I like to listen to Hallmark. Saturday, I watched a Pure Flix video. I can't remember the name of it, but guess what? I'm watching this video. I didn't unplug. I had the TV on. I'm watching this movie on Pure Flix. It's about a doctor whose wife had passed away, and he came from Chicago to a little town in North Carolina. And if I couldn't believe it, but I was seeing things in this film that reminded me of where I live. And sure enough, it was filmed in Transylvania County. And I was just blown away by it. How wonderful is that? Watch a movie and you pick up on, it's one of the featured movies this week. It really is. It's about a doctor who moves from Chicago. So sometimes you need to unplug and immerse in something fun, like a good book or a good movie, and just push out the ugliness that's in the world. Just push it out. Push it out. We can unplug. We can unplug. So let's drink up. Let's drink to unplugging. I don't have an Alexa. I don't even use Siri. I know. I'm not right, but I'm not going to have an Alexa or a Siri. Siri is turned off all the time unless I push a button. So folks, unplug tonight. See what it's like. Play a game with your kids. Get out a board game. Leanne, what's that game we play every night? Can you play it with kids? I don't know. On Wednesday night when we go to their house, we play a game. And it's Heads Up or something. I can't. So folks, play a game. Sit down and play Monopoly. Heads up. Heads up. There was a funny video the other day of some little kid just crying because he couldn't pay his taxes in Monopoly. And it went viral, I remember playing Monopoly like that. I remember being upset that I had to pay all these taxes and rent and all the stuff. But guess what? It's real life on a board. So folks, let's drink up. I've run my mouth enough. Yep, 21 after. And this tea is fine. It's just right. Oh, wow, that's great. Oh, it doesn't mess up your teeth. You use toothpaste. What messes up your teeth? Tea? What messes up your teeth? I have no clue what you're talking about. Tea doesn't mess up your teeth. You brush your teeth with toothpaste that whitens your teeth. And if you brush your teeth here's what I learned a long time ago. Don't brush your teeth before you drink coffee. because that opens up the pores in your teeth. Brush your teeth after you drink coffee. No, AVC won't mess with your teeth. It's not that strong of an acid. Now, I've known people who ate straight lemons and they messed their teeth up. They messed the enamel up on their teeth. But this isn't going to hurt your teeth. And if you think it's going to hurt your teeth, drink it through a straw. All it is, 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in 12 ounces, 10 ounces of water. It's good for you. It changes the pH. Well, I love you all. No whining allowed here. And no sending my sister Patty emails complaining about us doing keto. Because really, what I'm doing to help me. If you want to jump in with us, you still have time. You can start fresh tomorrow and just go an extra day. Go to savingdinner.com/sprint. So we can... Here's to taking care of yourself and no whining. No whining. And thank you to everybody who has become a supporter on the Fly Lady page on Facebook. That has just been, y'all have really touched my heart. You really have. Because we work so hard. We've never been about making profit. We just want to pay the bills and not have to borrow money to get things done. I just don't want my son to get an ulcer because he's worried about things. He's our financial officer, chief financial officer. So keeping the bills paid and getting your products to you and all that stuff, that's what it's all about. Keeping you motivated. Without the people that help us every day, our team of people, Liz and Patty and Rebecca and Kathy and Jack, these are powerful people that have helped me, that have given their life to helping me to help you. My son, my son wanted to be a weatherman, and he gave up his dream. He gave up his dream to be a part of this. He said, Mom, I love what I do. I love what you do. We're changing people's lives. So thank you for supporting us on Facebook. It's just, I didn't know there was a button. It was an answer to the Lord's prayers. It was an answer to our prayer. And because we didn't know what we were going to do with all these tariffs coming in. But God provides. He really does provide. When you lay it out there for Him and you say, okay, God, here you go. Yep. Oh my, I can't even see the screen. I can't see your comments. Anyway, we're in this. We've been doing this 20 years. 20 years in December. 20 years in December. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. It's been 20 years. 20 years is just like that. I've seen generations of fly babies. Generations of fly babies. And for somebody to get mad and quit over keto, over a hot melt sprint, I'm going to pray for you. I really am going to pray for you. I am so sad over that. But I'm not going to let it stop me from doing what I'm doing for me. I want to be around another 20 years, 30 years. My grandmother lived to be almost 99 years old. I want to be here for that. And unless I get control of what I'm doing, and I posted a picture over in the Hot Melt Sprint group of my scale in a paper sack with my measurements on it. I am out there for you. I am there for you. I am transparent. Pretty much what you see is what you get. And maybe you'll see a little bit less next week because we're doing this sprint together. And Leanne said there were 2,500 already doing the sprint, and we haven't even sent out anything about it. So folks, drink up. This is good tea. This tea will help eliminate the fat Leanne talked about today on her Saving Dinner page. I love you all. Bye. See you tomorrow at 11 o'clock.